want to drag him around all day.
I know, I don't know.
Yay. Good class. So how many people in here like gambling? I like gambling. I'll say it, I'll admit it. Well, hopefully, if you don't know how to play Texas Hold'em, you'll be able to play a new game after today. I'm teaching you the rules. There's a lot that goes into it, and I'm just giving you the basics here. So you still will probably have to do a lot of practicing and playing before you actually get the hang of it. But let's start with the basics. First of all, each player is going to be dealt 2 cards. That's your initial hand. I guess they're called down cards. Next, the board is going to show, so I'm just drawing examples here. This will be your 2 cards that only you can see. You can see, you know, each player. And then 5 cards are eventually going to come out onto the board. And the object of this game is to use any combination of your 2 cards that you have and the 5 cards that show up on the board to make the best 5-card poker hand that you can make. So to understand what hands you can even make, you have to know what the hands are in poker. This is a quick little list. Starts with just a high card. So basically, if nobody has anything, ace will win, king, queen, jack, down to, you know, I guess you can't really win with just having a 2, because there would be something higher than that.
They're all four of them twos.
Well, then somebody would have 4 of a kind.
Oh, that's right.
Or if the board had it. I'll talk about it later, but if the board makes the best hand, then everybody just splits who's ever left, and you'll just split whatever's in the pot. So then you have 1 pair, 2 pair, 3 of a kind, straight. A straight being a sequential order of cards, like 7, 8, 9, 10, jack. Doesn't have to be the same suit. The flush is the same suit. Doesn't have to be sequential order of cards, just all spades, all hearts, all clubs. Full house, 3 of a kind and 2 of a kind. Then obviously 4 of a kind is 4 of the same. Straight flush is when you have a sequential order of cards and the same suits. So that would be like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all of clubs. And then the royal flush is basically a straight flush, but you have to have 10 through ace. So those are the sequential order of the hands. So the way it is played, you'll get your first 2 cards. Somebody's always in the dealer position, even if you're not technically dealing. It's called being on the button. So you usually have a little button that says dealer. So let's say this guy's the dealer on this hand here. The 2 people in front of the dealer are going to be in what's called the big and small blind. It's usually a predetermined amount. When you sit down at a table, it'll be like $2. If they say this is a $2, $4 table, that means $2, $4 blinds. So this guy is in the small blind. So if it was 2, 4, he throws in $2 automatically before he even gets his cards. And this guy throws in $4 automatically before he even gets his cards. So then the cards are dealt out.
What was this 2, 4?
The blinds, this is called the small blind, and this guy is called the big blind. It's basically, it's kind of like an ante. If everybody's ante, you would all put in the same amount, but it's only these 2 players are putting in $2 and $4 to start before they even get cards. Just to sit down at the table, you have to always put in your blind when it gets to you. Because the next hand,
Just don't put anything in.
not yet. We'll get to that. That's coming up right here. So they put in their predetermined amount before the cards are even dealt out. Now the person here starts the betting. So if he wants to play, he has to at least call the big blind, which is $4. So if he wants to stay in the hand, he at least has to put in $4 to match this guy. If he wants to raise, he can do that, or he can fold. Same with this guy. He hasn't put in any money yet, so he would have to match this guy. So let's say he plays and he puts in $4. This guy only has to put in 2. Since he's already put in 2, you're just matching whatever the big blind is. So he would put in 2 more, making it 4. And this guy, I think I put this on here. Yeah, they either call the amount of the big blind, raise, or fold. This guy has an option where he can check, which is basically like passing your turn without betting anymore. So if he says check, then the first 3 cards will come out and everybody gets to see what they are. Next round begins. So the first 3 cards, these guys right here, this is called the flop. I don't know if you've ever watched poker or heard that term, but they'll say the flop comes out and it's so-and-so. So let's just give these guys some cards here. Let's say this guy's got a king jack. Let's say this guy's got 2 queens. When you have 2 of the same card, that's usually called pocket pairs, or he would have pocket queens. It's just a term they use, but you have 2 queens. Let's just say this guy's got like a 4-2, something kind of crappy.
Yeah.
And same with this guy, he's got like a 10-7. Not that great.
She goes straight.
It's true. So then 3 cards will come out. And then let's just say it happens to be queen, 10, ace. So, at this point, this guy's got a straight, this guy's got 3 behind. And then the person that is to the left of the, so I mean, you have to look at it like he's facing the table this way, so this is to the left. I know that's kind of confusing, I'm sorry. But this guy's going to be the first to act. And the first person to act in these rounds, all these rounds are going to be the same from here on out, betting-wise. He can do one of 3 things. Check, which is, like I said, if there's no amount of money in the pot yet, which at this point nobody's bet anything, he can just check, which means pass the turn without betting anything. So let's say he checks, and this guy might bet something because he's got 3 of a kind. So then if he bets a certain amount, let's just say he bets $8. This guy and all these guys will have to put in $8 if they want to keep playing.
That $8 is over and above the 4 that you...
That's already in the pot, and that, yeah, these 4s, so what, that's 16? 16s is already in the pot, and that's just waiting for the winner. Whoever the winner happens to be is going to get whatever's in the middle at the end of the hand.
Right.
So let's say this guy, he's got a straight, so he's like, okay, I'm going to call that $8. So he throws in $8. This guy's like, I only have a pair of 10s, somebody's probably got this ace or queen or something. So he folds, he's out of the hand. So he basically lost that $4 and he's not gonna keep playing. Same with this guy, he's like, 4-2, I'm out. So it's just these 2 guys now at this point. Basically the same rules of betting are gonna keep on happening. Continues around the table until the 4th card will come out, which is called the turn card. That'll be this card here. So let's just say it comes out and it's like a 3, nothing real major. The exact same betting will happen. Let's get all these out here. So yeah, the same things will happen. The guy to the left of the dealer, these guys aren't in anymore, it circles around to this guy. He's first to act again. And he can either check, bet, or fold. And it'll come down to the last card. So we have the flop, first 3 cards. We have the turn. And then we're going to have, does anybody know the last one's called?
River.
Yes. And people will get rivered when a river card comes out. It helps them. So let's say,
Queen.
yeah, this guy does get rivered and a queen comes out. So this guy's been winning the entire time since he's had this straight. This guy on the river caught 4 of a kind. So now he's like, oh, I win. So,
Now, the betting keeps going until they both have checked.
either check, like if this guy bets, this guy will have to call for it to keep going. So let's say he bet like, 10, and this guy called 10, it would keep on going until this guy either folded or either one of them folded. This guy could technically raise. There's raising involved too. So if this guy bets 10 and he's like, no, I think I'm winning, he could bet 20. And then this guy's going to have to call that 20. Basically, whatever the highest amount of money somebody's put in, you have to call that amount for the game to continue. And then at this point, since there's no more cards out, this is the last round. If they both call, let's say he did raise at 20 and this guy's like, okay, yeah, I have 4 of a kind. He calls to 20, you flip over your cards. And then you see who has the best hand. And then whoever has the best hand will take the pot. And like I said, if there is a tie, you split.